Hello and welcome to Outsourcery's What's New in CRM 2011 episode 1, and today what we're going to take a look at is the navigation through the 2011 CRM system. What I've done here is we're looking at the on-premise of CRM 4.0, and next to that in the other tab we have the on-premise of CRM 2011. I've put them side by side with each other so we can compare the navigation. Now, as you're well aware, in CRM 4.0 we have what we like to call the Wonder Bar, which is your different sections: workplace, sales, marketing, service and settings. When we click through each section, obviously the links in the left navigation changes depending on what section you're in. On the top right hand side of the screen you have your drop down views, and this will give you a list of all your system views and all of your personal views. And again, this list is dependent on what record type you're in. So if I was to click into accounts, look at the drop down, you have system views based on accounts. You also have your alphabet at the bottom of the screen, and you have some of the other functionality at the top. And this is just a quick overview of CRM 4.0. Now what I'm going to do is jump over to 2011, and before I even start, I'm just going to click on the accounts section, just so that we're in the same area of the CRM for CRM4 and for 2011. Now, the first thing you'll notice, the major difference in terms of navigation, is the CRM ribbon at the top of the screen here. Now, if you're familiar with Office 2010 or Office 2010, you would know that you would know about the Microsoft CRM ribbon. If not, basically Microsoft devised this ribbon to replace tabs. What they found is that users don't like having to flick between different tabs, i.e. jumping from one set of information to another. They'll prefer to have everything on one screen, and Microsoft has incorporated this into 2011. Using the ribbon as well also reduces the amount of clicks a user would have to do. Now, the ribbon is contextual, which means that the icons are situated in such a way on the ribbon to make navigation and a lot easier, and also to make to allow users to adapt to the system easier. Now, still have the Wonder Bar section at the bottom of the screen, so we still have our workplace, our sales, market, service and settings. Nothing's changed there, and every time you flip between the different sections, the left navigational link will change exactly the same as it was before, and you'll notice the alphabet at the bottom of the screen exactly the same. Nothing there has changed. One very important difference is if I was to now hover my mouse over accounts, you'll notice that an arrow appears on the right hand side of accounts, and if I was to click on that arrow, it will give me a flyout menu, as we like to call it. And what it would do, it would give me a list of all the system views for this particular account, and it would give me the recently visited views as well. So what that means is anything I've recently visited, not only views but also accounts, they'll be listed below in this section. What I can do is, if I just click away from that screen a moment, hover my mouse over contacts, and I could do exactly the same thing. The big difference is here, as you can see, I can actually select a system view for another record without physically being in that entity. And just to give a little more detail on that, as in CRM 4.0, in order to go to contacts, active contacts, you would have to be in the contact section and then pick the active contact system view. As you can see here, we're in account section, but it gives me the ability to go to contacts and select the active contact view without actually being in the contact section. And as I said, that's just a way of a user having to use less clicks. Less clicks means save time, save the company money. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to point out, and that flyout menu has replaced the system view drop down, which used to be at the top right corner of the screen here. Okay, what we also have is two buttons here. One is go to your home page. Your home page, if I was to just click on that, will take you to the dashboard page of your 2011 system. And another icon here is a recently viewed page and views. Now if I was to click down on this option, exactly like it is on says on the tin, it will just allow me to visit by recent views or recent particular records that I've been looking at. So I've just clicked on that drop down now, and you can see here I can go to my accounts, new opportunity. I was in a lead earlier called Alexander, looking at a contact called Aaron Con, and I was doing some test imports a couple of days ago. So you see, again, very powerful, because it means that if you're visiting a particular view more than once, instead of having to do a few clicks to get to that particular view, now you can just click on the recently visited, and the information's in there. Okay, so as I said before, this particular episode is just to cover the navigation, and we will go through different elements of the system in more detail, but for the moment, again, I just want to go back over the ribbon. Now in the ribbon, first of all, we have our file section, where you can create a new activity, new record, pretty much like what you could do in CRM 4.0. We actually have something as well called your accounts tab, view, chart, add, and customize. Now what Microsoft has incorporated along with the ribbon in CRM 2011 is something called the flat user interface. And for me to show you this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to single click on AShop to open up the account record. And you'll see when I open up this account record that the major difference we have here is, again, there's no longer any tabs. Obviously in CRM 4.0 you would have had your general tab, you would have had your details, system administration, notes, and so on and so forth. But now using the flat user interface, what it actually means is that all you'll ever do is stare at this one screen. And if I just point you to the top left corner of the screen here, if I was to move to details, you see what it's done is it's taken us to the details section of this screen. Click on general again, it will jump back up to the generals. Contacts, iframe, that gives you a list of contacts for this particular account. Notes and activities, again, it's another iframe that just shows you all of your open activities and your preferences. Now we will go into specific records in more detail in other episodes, but again, I just wanted to show you in terms of navigation what Microsoft has done is they've gotten rid of all of the tabs within records, and they now use something called the flat user interface. So everything is on the one screen, and by you clicking on at the top left hand corner the different sections, it will just promptly take you to those sections of that particular record. Okay, I'm just going to close that and get out of this screen. Well, what I've done today is I've just covered the navigation aspect. Thank you for taking part and viewing this this episode on 2011 navigation. If you have any queries regarding this, if you can please contact Outsourcery's support team. Thank you once again.